few years ago, I met a Kenyan journalist based in the US. He had just set up a website of African journalists and bloggers. The space was known as African Path. It was my first entry on the African continent as an independent journalist. Years after, I met a British journalist who was delivering a training program on travel journalism in London at Frontline Club. I've always been fascinated by history. I've always been fascinated to discover the history and the cultures of other people. And I don't think that when I started my own journey to try and map out uh, the stories of my ancestors, I did not expect that it would look like literally a map of journeys and migrations and stories and different cultures and music and costumes. This is when I thought about turning that into a travel experience to try and revisit the different places where my ancestors came from. Of course, born in Burundi, I always heard that part of my family came from Tanzania. And I also heard that there was one branch that came from Rwanda, but that's all I knew. But going deeper into modern ancestry and archaeology, which obviously digs deeper into ancient times, it is beautifully illustrating a map of diversity, African heritage, because we are indeed one of the oldest lineages in the world, meeting with other cultures, such as Asians and the Arab world. It is so important because we are, of course, in a world that is now so polarized in terms of faith, in terms of race politics. So the experience of imagining taking a group of people who don't necessarily share the same culture or faith to make them experience something they've never had before may perhaps reset the way we look at people in general. So when we do launch this program, which I will support through my partner, I hope that whoever subscribes and is invited can take away something of value, something new they've learned about a language, music and costume, food and customs. But most importantly, I hope that those who've been looking for a place to settle find the travel experience as a starting point to think about the way forward. So I look forward to launching the program this month of October, the month of my birthday, but also the month I celebrate 2 years since I survived a heart attack. We were supposed to start back in 2023, but due to different circumstances, we were not able to launch our travel program. So I hope that this coming October, whoever wants to have a break for a rural tour and a cultural experience. I hope that it will add something to you, to your bucket list, and hopefully we can meet again next year when I'm able to actually travel. Umunsi mwiza, bonne journée, have a great day.